to me, this is Philly's year to get to the finals, in my opinion. Like I said, every number checks out: defense, offense, rebounding, assist percentage, so they're not hogging the ball. They've got this great production, 3 guys averaging 20. I just said it. No other team in the league no other elite team in the league really has that. This is their year to get to the finals, in my opinion. What y'all think about that?
If they was gonna do it anywhere, any year, it would have to be this year. I mean, you've been building this up for the last 2-3 years, especially now you got Harden. Tyrese Maxey is coming into his own. You got a decent bench.
Yeah,
decent role players around him, and the East is looking wide open now. So, I mean, this is your year to make a run.
Yeah, this is definitely their year to make a run. This is a hot take for me. I don't know if you all feel the same way. This might be Doc Rivers' probably last chance.
Oh yeah.
With them probably this year. If they don't at least make the Eastern Conference Finals, they might be looking for a new coach next year. Because this team, if they don't at least make the Eastern Conference Finals, I feel like it's a failure. If they don't make the finals, it's probably a failure for them because the way they've been building towards it, and when they traded for James Harden, they thought they would make the finals. So
yeah. If let's zero in the Doc Rivers thing, this would be if they don't get to the finals, this will be the second time in like the last 5 seasons where he's had a monumentally talented roster and couldn't get a finals appearance out of it. That Clippers roster back in 2020 in the bubble where they like blew that shit against Denver, that was one of the most talented rosters in basketball. I think they were more top to bottom. They were more talented than that Lakers team that won it. Obviously, it was LeBron and AD, but top to bottom, they were more talented as far as all around. They had great defenders, lockdown defenders, and great offensive guys. And now we look at him here in Philly. Blake, you just said it. We talk about their 2 best players. There's Maxey. Tobias Harris is playing great in that new role. DeAnthony Melton was a great pickup. You still got Shake Milton who can go in there and give you a bucket. There are so many guys here on this team, so many great role players. McDaniels was a pretty good big pickup, in the trade at the trade deadline and played some big late fourth quarter minutes last night. I feel like I'm missing some guys. There are so many great players here, so much talent, so many options. I'd be very surprised if this doesn't work. I would. And I think the first thing you'd have to look at first, it would be Joel Embiid's performance if they don't get that deep into the playoffs, if they're not able to get to the finals. Then it would be the coaching. But that's something you got to take a look at. What is it about the coaching or Doc Rivers if they can't make this work? What's it about Doc Rivers being there that they just can't get over the hump?
I think the first thing they would have to do to kind of, I would say, get rid of the thought that they can't get past a certain part of the season or a certain part of the playoffs is Joel Embiid to have to stay healthy. Because I think that's probably been the major problem over the last 2 or 3 years, his health. Because if he's healthy, a lot of them series against the Hawks or even against the Bucks or who else did he play against the Raptors? If he was a little bit more healthier, I feel like it might have been a different result. But I think this year they have a good chance just because I feel like, I don't know, I feel like Joel is going to be healthy enough.
Yeah.
I hope. Because he has been fighting through some injuries this season. He has missed some games, so you never know. But I just hope he stays healthy enough. I think that's been the problem, the main issue.
Like I said, if this doesn't work, like you said too, it's always gonna come back to Doc Rivers. Always gonna come back to him. He's no matter what happens, he's gonna end up being the common denominator with all of this. But that's only if that happens. But you even look at Harden, he's playing. I feel like he kind of was trying to figure out where he was with this team. Like I remember even during training camp, he was kind of like. They said he was too passive or he didn't know how much involved he needed to be. It looks like everybody on this team accepted their role. Like Tobias Harris accepted that role as, okay, I'm not the second option anymore. I'm not the third option. I'm kind of the bailout guy sometimes. Tyrese Maxey, he's even coming off of the bench. So he's accepted his role. Everything with this Philly team is this is the one thing that's really different. They got these great role players, but everybody's accepting their role. Yeah. Everybody's accepting it. It was weird the last couple of seasons, but everybody's accepting where it is they need to be at. You know what I'm saying? Like for Tyrese Maxey to buy in and be like, okay, I'll go ahead and give you 20 off the bench. That tells me a lot that everybody here knows what they need to do. And that's the makings of a championship team. If this doesn't work, you got to look at the coaching because all the players are buying in. Everybody's buying in. Yeah. Everybody knows where they need to be at. Everybody knows what they need to do. If it doesn't work, got to look at Doc Rivers. And I'm going to give him credit for helping these guys buy in. But if it don't work, you got to look at Doc Rivers. Point blank. That's how good this team is. If they don't, it has to work.
He better help them buy in. They ain't had no choice. He better be the person to help them.
He ain't learned.
Yeah, been giving up serious leads over the last his whole coaching career. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
he ain't have no choice. But nah, yeah, I just simply think it comes down to Joel Embiid's health. If he's fully healthy, most likely I think they can get to the finals. But let's be honest, there's 3 teams in the East that you can confidently say they can get to the finals. The Celtics can easily get to the finals, and the Bucks can too. So it's just like I really don't know, to be honest with you, who would I pick to even get to the finals, because I'm still trying to figure that out in the East. It's going to be a good matchup. Going to a lot of good matchups for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Like those top 3, you know what I'm saying, are just going to be ridiculous. And it's crazy, but I think that's kind of where as someone comments on a video, we've got to throw the Cavs in that conversation too. Would you guys have the Cavaliers in that conversation?
I think so. They start kind of starting to come into I think so. I think
because they've been consistent all year. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I feel like we haven't really been talking about them enough. Or not even us, but just like analysts in general really haven't been talking about that. They've been very consistent. One of those sneaky consistent teams. One of the more consistent teams in the East.
We really haven't talked about them since like the start of the season, when we knew like Donovan Mitchell was going to be on the team, and we saw them have some good games against some of the great teams in the league. But yeah, I think the Cavs are one of those squads that you won't sweep them, but I feel like the Bucks and maybe the Sixers and maybe the Celtics can beat them in 6 games.
Yeah,
like, I think the Cavs, all due respect, I think they're one of those teams. I don't put them in the realm of these 3 teams yet, but
I get that.
I'm not saying they can force 7 games with them. I just don't think they'll beat them, because I don't think they have enough like inside to handle Embiid or Giannis, or even I just don't think they can handle the defensive power and scoring power of the Celtics either. So I don't know.
Playoffs is all about matchups. We say that every single year. You can have all the numbers check out for you, like, but it's got to come down to, can you match up in the playoffs with some of these teams? You know what I mean? And that's what it's always going to come down to. So can you match up with the Sixers team that has so many offensive options and everybody knows what it needs to be? It's going to be tough. But I really think it's the most dangerous team in the Eastern Conference, bro. Like, the way I look at things, they gave the Celtics a very tough time, last weekend. Come right back. They gave the Bucks a really tough time and actually beat them last night and broke the biggest streak in the league. So they have enough statement moments this season, even down to Joel Embiid cooking Jokic. Like, they beat the Nuggets. So they have so many statement wins. Yeah, like they've checked every box. The numbers check out. They've beaten the teams they've needed to beat. They've shown up against the teams they've needed to show up against. To Blake's point, if this don't work, that's how good this team is.
What more can you do?
There's nothing else they can do. This is the apex.
Except for Doc Rivers. But I mean, other than that,
that's true. That's true.
That's the next. I'm telling you, that's the next step. I'm gonna say this. That's the next step. That's the next step. Forget Eastern Conference. That's the next step if they don't make the finals.
Facts.
I was trying to let up on him. I was trying to be nice with his slick head ass, but if they don't make the finals, he's probably getting fired.
There's been too much mediocrity for the past 3-4 years he's been coaching this team.
Yeah,
I don't know what else. I don't know what else they can ask for. Like, this is the apex of the process. Ben Simmons is out. You talked about not having enough options around, Joel Embiid, not trusting Tobias Harris to be a number 2. You got James Harden having one of his most underrated seasons of his career, one of his most efficient seasons, his best season his best assist season. You got everybody buying in. This is the apex of the trust. When we talk about trust the process, this is, I think, the last. This is where it comes down to. You have this team, this roster, so many draft picks: Jahlil Okafor, Markelle Fultz, Ben Simmons, so many guys that just Michael Carter Williams. Yeah, man, he's just naming them bust. So many guys that came in and out the roster, and then now you got it. This is the apex. This is the end of the process. If this don't work. Now, like I said, Doc Rivers, we can switch that out, see what happens next year. But you also went through Brett Brown. So let's switch that out, see the new coaching thing. But this thing here has got to work. It's got to work,
Yeah.